Theta is on the point -5, -2. That is its terminal side, lands on that. And from that, we should be able to get all 6 trig functions. So go ahead and start by sketching a picture here. Left 5, down 2. So start positive x-axis and then turn towards where that terminal side hits there. So that much of a turn represents theta. So now if I take this point and draw it to the x-axis perpendicular, I get a right angle, and in green here, that is the reference triangle. So right in here is the reference angle. And so like the sine of theta is also the same as sine of the reference angle, and the cosine of theta is equal to the sine of, or cosine of the reference angle. So now I can just worry about the reference angle and not so much that I was doing all of this. Okay, so because these negatives keep up with that for me. To get to the point -5, -2, I would be going left 5 and down 2. So now I've got 2 of 3 sides of my right triangle. Throw these in the Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus leg squared is hypotenuse squared. So it looks like the hypotenuse has a length of square root of 29. Hypotenuse always is positive length. And most importantly, we can use SOHCAHTOA because this is a right triangle. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So directly across is opposite. Hypotenuse opposite the right angle, and this one needs to be rationalized. Multiply the top by the square root of 29 and the bottom by the square root of 29. Cosine, well, let's go ahead and do secant. Flip over sine, and you get cosecant. Okay, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And that one has a radical in the denominator, so we need to rationalize here. Multiply the top by the square root of 29 and it would look like that. Multiply the bottom by the square root of 29 and it will look like that. The square root of 29 times the square root of 29, and it just comes out to be 29. That's why that's not too difficult. Flip it over here and rationalize if you want to, or you can just flip it over here. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. And then that leaves us with tangent. Tangent's opposite over adjacent, opposite over adjacent. So just because you don't need to rationalize here, you do need to simplify. -2 over -5, you do need to call that 2/5. Flip that over, 5/2, that would be the cosine.